article published on Akram Online, on the 9th of April, held the headline of Sisi says Egypt and U.S. witnessed quantum leap in relations in recent years, Washington summit. The article mentions that Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi praised on Tuesday U.S. President Donald Trump's support of Egypt over the past few years, which has resulted in a quantum leap in Egyptian-U.S. relations. El-Sisi's comments came during a press conference that followed a bilateral summit at the White House in Washington. "We have never had a better relationship between Egypt and the United States than we do right now," el-Sisi said. President Trump, welcoming el-Sisi to the White House on Tuesday, said that a lot of progress had been made with Egypt in terms of terrorism. The article also outlines the current position of the relation between Egypt and the U.S. It mentions that in early January, the U.S. State Department released a fact sheet on U.S.-Egyptian relations, describing Egypt as one of the United States' longest-standing strategic partners in the Middle East. This news has a priority, because aside from all of the political conflicts that are happening around the world, this news is not only limited to the political sphere. This news encompasses the significant negative impact of the political, social and economical sphere. In addition, Egypt is looking forward to strengthening cooperation with the U.S., in all fields including the military. This visit was also important as it marks Egyptian President el-Sisi's second visit to Washington since 2014. Moreover, this piece of news has a substantial importance as it concerns all of Egypt's citizens. It targets all of the segments in the Egyptian society. What allows this piece of news to be in the highest priority is that such visit tackles Egypt's future. Furthermore, his visit stresses on the U.S.-Egyptian relations. It also tackles one of the world's most dreadful issues that have been recently addressed: terrorism. It discusses the role of terrorism and the role that these two parties play collectively in eradicating terrorism. It also outlines how both nations will be joining hands and cooperating to put an end to ISIS, as it represents one of Egypt and U.S.'s common interests. An article published on the Akram Online, on the 9th of April, titled "Egypt's Parliament Begins Final Deliberations on Constitutional Amendments," highlights the Parliament Speaker, Ali Abdel Al, who will head a mini-committee that will take charge of formulating the final draft of the amendments. The Egyptian Parliament's Constitutional and Legislative Affairs Committee began on Tuesday, deliberating on proposed amendments to the country's 2014 constitution. Abdel Al said he hopes that the final deliberations will pave the way for the final discussion and vote on the amendments in the House next week. "I hope that we will be able to make it clear to all the Egyptian people that the constitutional amendments primarily seek to achieve different objectives and not just aim to amend Article 140 in terms increasing the presidential term," said Abdel Al, explaining that the main goal of the amendments is to reinforce stability in Egypt, widen the scope of participation in political and parliamentary life, and create a more balanced relationship between the state and the judicial authority. "We will discuss the amendments article by article, and then take a vote on all of them at one time," said Abu Shoka, adding that the amendments should gain the approval of a two-thirds majority of MPs in order to be passed and referred to the National Committee for Elections, which in turn will invite citizens to cast their votes in a public referendum. Similarly, this piece of news is of extreme importance, as it involves all of the segments that make up the Egyptian society. Deciding on such matter is pivotal to Egypt's future, and requires all Egyptian citizens' participation to persuade and create a future that is all about prosperity and continuous growth. It is pivotal because the objective of this issue is to help Egypt reinforce stability, and to broaden the scope of participation in the political and the parliamentary life, and to create a balanced relationship between the judicial authorities, the state, and its individuals. On the 8th of April, Akram Online published an article titled "Winners of 4th Sharm el-Sheikh Theatre Youth Festival." The festival ran between 1st and 7th of April, and ended with an awards ceremony and a concert. The article mentions that the 4th Sharm el-Sheikh Youth Festival closed on Sunday, and that it was another successful round. The closing ceremony was capped with a performance by the Youth and Sports Orchestra, led by Maestro Ezzaldin Taha. This edition was dedicated to Egyptian comedy actor George Sim, and took place from the 1st to the 7th of April, with 15 plays from 11 countries participating in competition. The Samiha Ayub Prize, for Best Performance, went to the Canadian play, which lasted 15 minutes. The Mohammed Sobi Prize, for Best Directing, went to Kuwaiti director, Yusuf El Hashash for the play Wahshras, which also picked up the Best Scenography Prize. The Mohammed Hannity Prize, for Best Actor, went to Bahraini actor, Aqil Ali Ahmed for his role in the play Exo. The Amal Dabas Prize, for Best Actress went to Egyptian actress Rana Kitab for her role in drama El Shahadin. This piece of soft news is extremely significant, as it not only provides a platform for the young to showcase their talent, but it also shows the possibility that such national festivals can succeed to the point of becoming international and joining people from all over the world. Youth festivals are the cradles of the students' artistic and cultural development. Although this festival is only in its 4th round, but it has shown much potential, as the joining of 15 countries is only the beginning. Moreover, youth festivals help to preserve our varied and diverse cultural heritage. Many of the old customs and forms which are on the verge of erosion are preserved and kept alive by including them in the youth festival competitions. This is a boon to the future generations. Furthermore, this will certainly help the cultural growth of a country. As a whole, youth festivals give the opportunity to develop the qualities of mutual respect, love, communal harmony and national integration. The article published on the Akram Online on the 9th of April holds the title of Preview: Wounded Ali, Seeking Some Solace in Egyptian League. The article reports that Ali, following a humiliating 5-0 African Champions League defeat, are seeking some solace in the Egyptian Premier League as they meet Makassa on Wednesday. The Red Devils suffered their worst ever defeat in an African competition after being embarrassed in Pretoria as South Africa's Mamelodi Sundowns put one foot in the Champions League semis. Barring a miraculous comeback in Saturday's second leg, Ali, who lost in the final of the previous 2 Champions League editions, will exit the prestigious competition that they last won in 2013. I'm responsible for the result against Sundowns, and I'm determined to change that situation as soon as possible, Ali coach Martin Lazarte said on the club's official website. All of us, including me, and the players, will do our best to make up for this cruel defeat, the Uruguayan added. This piece of soft news is important as football is the main sport in Egypt. Egyptians gather around to watch various Egyptian clubs and the Egyptian national football team play almost on a daily basis. The most popular Egyptian clubs are El Ahly and El Zamalek, both which are based in Cairo. In the Egyptian Premier League, the main competition is split between these 2 teams, making the majority of Egyptians rooting for either team. To Egyptians, football is not just a favorite pastime, but it is in fact a way of life. It is seen as the nation's source of pride and union, as football is either what brings people in Egypt closer together or further apart. Football is not just seen as a form of entertainment, politics is almost always heavily intertwined. Presenting news about the Football League serves to show how the economical situation of the league is, and how much money is being spent on the right things. Chaos erupts in Egypt whenever their favorite football team loses, and this has often led to the death and injury of many people at the stadiums. Thus, football in Egypt is a force to be reckoned with. An essential part of Egyptian heritage and culture, football is a staple in the Egyptian life.